guys, and hi. Today is going to be a different type of episode. I'm coming back with the movie analysis or series analysis. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Forever. You know the Netflix show Forever? I'm not going to lie, they were clacking tea when they made that series. That series, I think it's either trending number one or top. It's in the top tens. It's either number one or top 10. It can't be 10 because that show is TT. But I really enjoyed the concept of the movie, especially the actors, the people that are playing the characters are young, and it's showing love at a young age, like in our teens, and it just, guys, bear with me. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. You're not gonna see my face anymore. I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be showing you clips of the series and just giving you a breakdown analysis on each character and just what I learned from the movie itself. So let's get into it. I'm going to be talking about a series that really touched my heart. It's called Forever, streaming now on Netflix. This is not your usual teen drama. It's deep, honest, beautifully done. It follows Keisha and Justin, two black teens in LA, as they fall in love, grow, learn what forever really means. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a really good show. So I wouldn't be proper promo in it if it wasn't, and especially how it represents black people. So y'all know I'm gonna put people on. It's a really good show. I literally put my friend on the other day. He finished it in a matter of hours, and he was like, "Oh, it's bare sad, bare sad, And I'm like, yeah, it was, because I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get into it. Let's get into it. If you've ever had a first love or lost someone you cared deeply about, this one will hit home. It's soft, emotional, and full of real moments. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's dive into why Forever is one of the most heartfelt shows of the year. Forever is a touching teen drama that gives Judy Blyme's classic story a fresh update. It follows Keisha and Justin, two black teens in Los Angeles, as they experience their first real love. The series shows how deep, exciting, and sometimes painful young love can be. But it's more than just a love story. It's about how our first relationships help shape who we are and what forever really means when we're young. So let's get into the segments. So segment 1, theme in the show. Keisha and Justin start as childhood friends who fall in love. Their relationship shows the highs and lows of teen romance, how amazing it feels, but also how hard it can be. The show doesn't try to make first love look perfect. Instead, it shows the real emotional side of it. The show focuses on black teens in a way we don't often see on screen. It doesn't center around trauma. Instead, it shows love, dreams, and everyday life. Forever celebrates black teens just being themselves, in love, creative, and full of potential. And I also wanted to add as well, what I noticed in the show is that the representation of the parents. Yes, Keisha may have come from a single parent home. However, the way her mom and her dad co-parented her, you can tell she came from love. The way her mom loved on her, that's a really healthy relationship. Likewise with Justin's parents, you can see the love within them and how they raise their kids. The way they love themselves emulates on the kids, and that's what I really liked about the show, because it's not everyday trauma or baby daddy and da-da-da. Yes, we know Keisha's mom was a single mom. However, her dad also spoke life into Keisha. Her mom spoke life into Keisha as well. She had a good support system around her, which I really like, and it represented it well. So shout out to the creators of this show. They did well with representing positive sides of black love and black relationships, family, whatever. It was a really good representation. I just want more shows like that, because I can't stand all of this negative connotation towards black people. But let's get straight into it. Back to the episode. Both Keisha and Justin are figuring out who they are. They deal with pressure from family, school, and their own dreams. Their love helps them learn, but it also brings challenges. When they break up, it's not a failure, it's a brave decision to grow up on their own path. So, you're probably wondering what forever means, what it really means, because everyone can be like, oh, I love you till death do us part, or I love you forever and ever. But in the show, they use that word a lot. If you watch the show, they'll be like, we're gonna be together forever or something. They made little connotations to the word forever, so I want to kind of get into it. So the show's title Forever makes us think about what love means when we're young. It suggests that even if a relationship doesn't last forever, the love and memories can still stay with you forever. In the end, Keisha and Justin part ways with respect and care, showing that real love can change shape. So now I'm going to get into the characters. Keisha. She was smart, thoughtful, and strong-minded. Keisha starts by wanting connection with Justin, her family, and her community, but later she learns to follow her own dreams, even if it means being alone. Her strengths: emotionally strong, she knows when to let go, even when it hurts, struggle, choosing between love and her own goals. And what I really liked about Keisha, actually, no, pause. At first, when I watched it, I didn't really like Keisha because I really thought she was actually playing with Justin, like there was a scene in the cinema because there was a video circulating about her, what she did with her ex-partner, like she a sex tape in it. So I guess it made everyone have a negative perception on her, labeling her like the whole she's about and this and that. So she had to move schools because of that, and her mom never knew that. So you can tell how she was struggling and stuff like that. But I just didn't like how she was toying with Justin. It's either you want him or you don't. Like, girl, you don't want him, pass him to me. Pass that man to me. Pass that man to me. But I'm glad that she slowly figured herself out and just made the right decision for herself, which I liked about her. So it was a character that I had to kind of, you know, learn to love, or just like I had to grow with her. At first I was like, nah, fuck her. Like she's boying my boy. But gradually I was like, you know what? She's really misunderstood. She's had it hard and she's trying to navigate through that hardship. So I'm going to give her grace and I'm going to give her accolades. And she prevailed. Period. Now, Justin. Charming, creative and sensitive. Growth. Justin has a harder time letting go. He believes love should last forever. Struggles with things start to change. Strength. Honest about his feelings and loyal. Struggle. He fears being left behind and doesn't like change. With Justin, I didn't really know that he had like a learning disability or difficulty, autism. And I noticed in class, the teacher was like, oh, you got a couple minutes left, do you want to use the time? He was like, no. So I feel like he kind of felt like an outcast because of his learning challenges, which kind of made me feel a type of way, because I guess when everyone's trying to progress, he felt like he was far behind. But I really don't feel like he was far behind. He kind of had to work at his own pace, and his parents did put quite a bit of pressure to ensure that he got into the right schools and stuff. And I felt like with him falling in love with Keisha, it did hinder him. Like, let's call it for what it is. Like, his attention on education kind of left. But then again, I'm like, I feel like when their relationship was good, like he started to knuckle down and like proper focus, and because he wanted to go where Keisha was going. And I feel like sometimes you can't do things like that. You need to do it for yourself, not because of your partner or you want to be with your partner. You know, you're sacrificing your own life for the sake of love. Sometimes can be a dangerous pathway to go down. Yeah, I really like Justin. He, hell yeah, like I liked him. I can excuse when he's being a bit, he's such a emotionally in tuned individual. Like I can tell, like he was raised well, because when he's having talks with his dad, like he could just express how he felt. Like it's just a healthy dynamic, a very healthy dynamic, and I wish that everybody gets to experience that type of dynamic. Like beautiful, beautiful. Keisha and Justin have a real deep connection. They care for each other, support each other's dreams, but when their lives start heading in a different direction, they learn to love each other enough to say goodbye. It's a story about growing together and then growing apart with kindness. So, I low-key want to get into the music because I believe that it was set in 2017. At first, it started off with, I think it's 2017 or 2018, one of the two in it. And I noticed their playlist was really, really good. So I jotted down some songs that they were playing. So Prototype by Outkast. This was played in the scene where it was close moments between Keisha and Justin, so sweet, dreamy, full of hope. And next song was I Found You by Steve Lacy. And the problem is I can't even find the song. Clap the T. I can't even find the song on Spotify or YouTube. I don't know if they took it down. Maybe I need to try SoundCloud. But that song was played after a date when their love is new and exciting. So it gave, light, romantic, fresh. Then the next song, I like the song. Say Yes. All you gotta do is say yes. All you gotta do is say yes. Yeah, that song was played when it was soft, romantic moment. So the vibe, it was slow, deep, emotional. The next song was Time Machine by Willow Smith. Keisha reflects on her future and what she really wants. Thoughtful, a bit chaotic, like growing up. Next song was Bag Lady by Erykah Badu, near the end when Keisha chooses herself over relationship, strong, wise, healing. Next song, Roses, St. John, but it's spelled JHN. The scene, a fun outing or party as things start to shift. Cool, detached signals change. Weary by Solange, when tensions grow and they start drifting apart. Vibe, sad, quiet, heavy with emotion. Next, Erykah Badu, On and On, in the final scenes or during the credits. And one thing I realized about the song related to the scene. I was like, oh, the director, he's good at what he's doing. Like, he knew what he was doing. Like, the creator and director knew what they were doing when piecing every scene. Like, it was a show that I could really sit down and just kind of I feel like the show had a deeper meaning. But I want to talk about this song. It's been stuck in my head, and this was played at the end. So Moon River. So it says here, a likely soft, slowed down cover, maybe piano, or it was played by it was covered by, I don't know what the guy's name is, but Frank Ocean covered it. I'm not making sense here, but Frank Ocean covered the song, and the song was played in an emotional moment where they were saying goodbye. But then again, it's like, I don't feel like they were saying goodbye forever, but they were saying goodbye for now. And the lyrics, you might be wondering why I'm like very fixated on the song, but why it matters is the lyrics. Two drifters off to see the world fits Keisha and Justin perfectly. They loved each other, but their paths are different now. So gentle, timeless, full of quiet sadness, and a perfect goodbye song. Forever is a sweet, emotional series that feels both personal and relatable. It shows black teen love with heart and honesty, and it's handled real life feelings like change, identity, heartbreak in a gentle, respectful way. It doesn't give you a fairy tale ending, but it gives you something better. Truth, growth, and that idea that love doesn't have to last forever to matter. Clock the T, because this, just even sitting here scripting this, kind of changed my whole perspective on like love in general. Like what it just said, love doesn't have to last forever to matter. And I guess that's kind of comforting to hear, because even when I was watching it, it was bittersweet. Like, a lot of people can say they relate to it, but I can say I relate to it only to like a certain degree. But it kind of just made me feel like, oh, this is like fresh love. Like, it was a good show to watch, because it's showing love in different aspects where you have to choose yourself. And that's what he did. That's what they did. They chose themselves at the end. And I think that's the best decision for them. You know, they didn't want it to hinder them, but rather like something that they won't forget. And I felt like their relationship was a little bit hard anyway. It took them a while to kind of get to a place where they were smooth. But I really enjoyed the show. Like, it had so many messages, and the actors, they were really good actors. Like, I feel like they chose the best actors to play their parts, Justin and Keisha. So kudos to the director. They knew what they were doing. And yeah, like, I'm giving that show a 10 out of 10. I know 10 out of 10 might be a reach, but for me, I'm not someone that really watches like Netflix series. I'm someone that's heavy in animation. So when I sit down and actually watch a series, like, just know it was a good series. And there's definitely going to be more series that I'm going to be covering too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Thank you, everyone! Thank you, Elmar! Boom!